Hey there, guys. My name is James, and I'm here to bring you the truth today, no matter how bad it hurts. Okay, so I want to talk about what we talked about in my last video, which is people asking you for things and people influencing your life in ways that you don't want. Okay? When somebody asks you for a favor, they're asking for you to go out of your way to do something for them. Now, if you're not getting anything in return, that's one thing. If it's not a mutual exchange, then usually it's not worth it. Like, oh, hey, can you pick up my shift at work? Yeah, sure, I can do that. Will you be able to pick up one of my shifts in the future? Yeah, sure. Okay, that's a mutual exchange. You're both getting something out of it. But if someone looks at you and says, hey, can you do something for me? Um, no, I don't feel like it. Why not? Because you only talk to me when you need something. Oh, well, I promise I'll do something for you in return. Yeah, I mean, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. No, you're not. Leopard doesn't change its spots, and neither do you. But I'm not saying be a dick, and I'm not saying to never do favors for anybody. I'm just saying don't let someone take advantage of you and don't let someone use you. Because the last thing that you need is the person in the mirror being the one screwing up your life. Because you can't just say no. I know how that goes. For the longest time, you know what I had? I had a big freaking welcome mat on my face. It said walk on me. And I just let it happen because I was a nice guy and I wanted to, I wanted people to like me. So I figured, hey, I'll do things for people. They'll like me. And it worked to an extent. But now I find out the sad truth, or I have found out in my time as being a nice person. Guess what? Two things. One, nice guys finish last. Who knew? Cliches end up being true. And two, people will take you for granted. So if you're a nice person, okay, I'm going to give you a scenario here. If you're a nice person, people will take you for granted. Guess why? Because if you're nice to them all the time, eventually they expect it. It's just psychological conditioning at that point. And guess what else? I've had experiences where assholes were treated better than me because they did something nice, which would have been the same thing that I would have done, except it was out of the norm for them because they were an asshole all the other time. And so they were praised for being a good person, even though they're an asshole 99.9% of the rest of the time. And I just get taken for granted because I'm nice all the time. How does that make any sense? I mean, there's nothing wrong with just saying no if someone asks you for something. If someone says, hey, James, can you drive me out to Plant City to take me to work? Just an example of what my roommate might have asked me to do at one point because his car was broken down. I told him, yeah, sure, that's fine. Because there have been times where he's driven me around to other places. So it's not like I'm being taken advantage of. Don't let people take you for granted. Don't let people take advantage of you. Because guess what? You're worth so much more than that. I mean, I can't tell you guys how much I love you and how much freaking I just love your support so much and I just appreciate the heck out of you guys. I just I just think that the world today is so damn politically correct that instead of saying no when someone asks us for stuff, people would rather bury themselves under a mountain of lies and half-truths than frickin' just sacking up and saying no. I mean, there's only so far that you can go to avoid hurting people's feelings before you're actually hurting yourself in the process by doing something either you don't want to do or doing something that you're really being forced into because you don't want to say no or because you don't want to be that bad guy. I mean, you need to be the change that you want to see in the world. I mean, I know I've said this before in other videos, but it's true. I don't want to just drop cliches on you and have it be glittering generalities and just platitudes of just, oh yes, be better for the world, blah, blah, blah. No. I want you guys to be the best you can be, and the best person you can be does not get taken advantage of and does not get walked all over. I can tell you from experience, it's not a positive outcome for you. You can be the nice guy for however long you decide, but ultimately it doesn't work out. You want to know why? Because there are always people looking to take advantage of people like you and people like me and anyone that they can use to claw their way up in life. So, I guess what I'm just trying to say is there are ways where you can just say no, and there are ways where you cannot be taken advantage of that don't involve being an asshole back to them and don't involve sinking to their level. You need, it's not always a singular way of solving a problem, but I just think people need to learn a little bit more respect for each other. Because if people actually gave a shit about each other, then it would be more along the lines of, oh, hey, can you do something for me if I help you in the future, or if I do something for you? Because without that quid pro quo, without that you scratch my back, I scratch yours, you're just Mr. Welcome Mat on your face. And Mr. Welcome Mat gets taken advantage of and gets walked all over by people because Mr. Welcome Mat can't say no and can't stand up for themselves. I was that guy. I know I've said it before in this video, but I was that guy. I was the guy that couldn't, oh yeah, well, you want me to do that for you? Oh yeah, sure, I got it. No big deal, no big deal. And it's like, eventually, it just got to a point where it's like, oh hey James, you can do this for me, right? It's like not even asking me at that point, basically just being like, hey, you're gonna do this because you're a nice person and I'm taking you for granted. No, screw that. That's not happening anymore. And it's not happening to you anymore either, because you know why? You're going to just say no. If a person tries to force you to do a favor for them, it is no longer a favor, it is a demand. And if someone demands something from you, you can tell them straight up, no. Hey James, do you want to drive to, let's say, do you want to drive to Texas? No, I really don't. I don't care if you're on a road trip. Sorry. Hey James, do you want to, let's see, Hey James, do you want to go all the way to Tallahassee just to help me move? You're my friend, but unless there's something that I'm getting out of it, I don't really think so. I mean, I have stuff that I'm doing. My life is just as important as yours. So, I mean, if a friend is asking you, it's different, and I know it's hard to say no, but if it's something you don't want to do, then don't do it. If they're like, "Hey, I'm buying pizza for everybody that comes and helps me move," that's a different story. You could want pizza. I mean, I personally am trying to avoid pizza because I'm trying to lose weight, but that's a different story for me. So you could be different. You could say, "Okay, that's a fair exchange. Pizza for helping to move. Okay, I can do that." But then that's still the fair exchange as opposed to something for nothing. See what I'm saying? So I know this video has been a bit longer and have been a bit more, it's just a very personal subject for me, and it's a bit more, it's something I'm a bit more emotional about because it's something that I care about and it's something I want you guys to understand and to care about as well. So if you guys are still watching this far into the video, thank you so much, and I love you guys, and I appreciate all of your support. And this is James Bartell signing off, telling you the truth, no matter how bad it hurts. Thank you guys. Bye.